So we're finally looking. Oh yeah, no. We're finally looking at the carrier, guys. I'm hoping I can put it back together, and as you can tell, I'm broken. I can spin the pinion, and I don't get any movement on the pinion flange. So we did break the pinion, as I suspected. We're going to take the end caps off, get the pinion right out, or get the carrier right out, get the pinion right out, and we're going to see if it's salvageable to the point that I could rock it for now. I'm not 100% confident on that. That's bearing pieces falling out. The area of concern is right here. Obviously the integrity of this is a concern. I might clean it up, see if there's any broken pieces. If there's not any broken pieces, I might just throw a piece of weld over here on it to kind of give me a little bit of structural integrity again and kind of clean things up. I'm gonna have to smooth a few of these, but and get some tools and montage it. Okay, so you guys can kind of see the damage here, the carnage. We got, well, what's left of a pinion. All the shims took some damage. I really should have just stopped that day and then not continued to drive it at all. And might have actually been able to just put it back together, but other than some damage to the exterior case, we're actually looking really good. We do have a piece here, kind of a support bracket that's going to add some vibration, is the best way to put it. And I'm going to take a punch and a chisel and try and pop that off this way, because I don't want to mess up the spiders that are in it. These Toyota OEM lockers do run spider gears. Everything does look still very usable on the inside. If I take it apart, like this side of it, I could have bigger problems. And I say that because it goes into here. So this one's messed up. This one's messed up. This one will be close. That one will be good. So it looks like the majority of damage was just in here, and that's probably from where it's seated in, and then I just drove, and I have enough torque to cause further damage. The bearings themselves are still in good shape. For the damage that I've done, I'm probably honestly going to... Carrier bearings actually look like they're in good shape. They roll really nice and smooth feeling. I don't see any metal damage. We are going to brake clean the shit out of them, make sure everything's happy with it. But we're gonna get these ring gear bolts off, and we're gonna start getting everything set up, cleaned up, move over to the pinion, get the pinion, or move over to the carrier, or to the third. We're gonna move over to the pumpkin, clean it up, get the seal out, get the carrier bearing out, get the top bearing and the lower bearing. Gonna get those out. There's some damage there. We obviously need to change them. There's part of the seal. There's another shim. So likelihood is, guys, what happened is this is a solid piece of metal. It's a spacer shim. A lot of people go away from this crush sleeves, and I did too. Part of the reason being you have to really compress the crap out of them to get them seated, but they do provide a bit more give. So what likely happened is there was no give. I'll see if I got any, if it catches when I put it on the new pinion and see if it rolls around. If it catches at all, I'm not going to run it, but this is really good for off-roading. But when you hard launch, because the pinion has zero play, now it's fully seated, there's no spring back. This is going to add a little bit of spring back, not like we're talking like a spring, but it's going to allow for some dampening. And when we had the brakes torqued up and we were up on the converter at like 3,400 RPM, it just, something had to give. And well, the pinion twisted off. Don't tell me this is an after the fact thing. That's exactly what happened in the video. Clip now. And you can see, and then the rest of this is me. It's all on me. I drove like an idiot. I continued to try and make a video for you guys. That video now is costing me, if I wanted to replace just this, like just to get the carrier, this carrier is probably $1,500 minimum. And that's a big expensive mistake. Will I put a stock one back in? There's the likelihood is no. I'm gonna try and rock this. I'm gonna clean it up, buff it, kind of get it to a point that there's not any like potential metal flying off, grind off any like high spots, flap off any high spots, and run it. I might throw a bead on here and just give some stiffening. Like I said, I got a little bit of cleanup work to do to kind of clean up some of the spots that will break off, but reality is I fucked up. Now, for those that don't know how a Toyota e-locker works, this little sleeve is cogs in here. Basically, once that is engaged, it slides in. So there's another little actuator that pulls it in and out. And when it engages, it locks the carriers. Basically, the carriers now are irrelevant and have no bearing on anything that happens. So that's how this works. It's all it is. That's what this factory e-locker is. It's just an actuator that moves back and forth. And that portion of the diff is perfectly fine. That's actually what gets really expensive, is when those really break. So there is some repairable parts on this. Maybe somebody just sells the back half of the case and maybe new set of, like, maybe that solves everything, but not in my books right now. I want to just get it up and running, go from there. I'm going to get these bolts off, cue montage.